Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to be sharing my thoughts about chapter 4 of the Scarlet Letter. This chapter is called A Man Sent by the Devil, and in this video, I'm going to focus on the character of Roger Chillingworth. On page 25, we learn that he's been living in Boston for the past 3 years, and it says that his plans had changed. There were new, darker arrangements to make, new secret things to do with his time. And here the word dark, I think, is synonymous with evil, that there are new, more evil plans to do, to carry out. And so what are these plans that he has? If you go back to chapter number 2, when he's in the prison with Hester, he really wants to know who the father of her child is. He says on page 14, "I'm not looking for revenge, Hester. I wish you no harm. But there is a man living who has wronged us both. Who is he?" He says here that he's not looking for revenge, and maybe not looking for revenge on Hester. But is that really true? We see on page 16, when he makes her promise not to reveal that he is her husband, she asks, "Why do you smile at me? Have you tied me into an agreement that will destroy my soul?" And he answered with a smile, "Not your soul. No, not yours." So he's been living in Boston for the past 3 years, trying to figure out who the father of her child is. And I think he gets a clue about that on page 24. If you remember, in the governor's home, Roger Chillingworth is there when Hester brings Pearl to the governor in hopes that she'll be allowed to keep her daughter. And at the end of this chapter, you'll recall there's a touching scene in which Dimmesdale is hidden by the curtain, but little Pearl goes to him and touches his cheek, and then he kisses her on the forehead. And Roger Chillingworth says, "A strange child. It is easy to see that she is her mother's daughter. But could a clever man guess from the child's nature and from the way she behaves the name of her father?" So that sets us up for chapter number 4. And we see in chapter 4 that he has made himself the medical advisor of Arthur Dimmesdale, and they eventually live together. And so if we look at this chapter here, as they're living together, Chillingworth and Dimmesdale have many conversations. And on page 26, it says, "Chillingworth watched and listened to his patient, asked questions carefully, digging deeper and deeper into the other man's thoughts and feelings. They spoke about public and private things, about health and religion, even about personal matters. But no secret, however much Chillingworth suspected there was one, ever came out of their discussions." So we can see that Chillingworth would like to have confirmation that Dimmesdale is in fact the father of Hester's child. On 27, we start to see a change in Chillingworth that the people in the town notice. It said that there was something ugly and evil in his face. Some people even believed that Chillingworth had been sent by the devil and was after the young priest's soul. And I think they're right about that. At the bottom of 27, it said that the change in Roger Chillingworth grew greater. He had begun with the calmness of a judge, wanting only to know the truth. But as he continued, the need to know burned in him like a fever, and he dug into the priest's soul, like a man searching for gold. And poor Mr. Dimmesdale, sick at heart, too afraid to call any man his friend, could not recognize an enemy either. So Roger Chillingworth is in fact Dimmesdale's enemy, but Dimmesdale cannot realize, does not recognize it. And we continue in this chapter, and I want to take a look a little bit on page 30. Continually, Chillingsworth is asking questions of Dimmesdale. And as Dimmesdale's health deteriorates, Chillingsworth says, "Let me ask you, as a friend as well as your doctor, have you told me everything? Is there anything you have not told me which might help me find the true reason of your illness?" He says that he is trying to help Dimmesdale, but is he really trying to help him? I think that's the question. And on page 31, at the end of the chapter, when Dimmesdale is asleep in his chair, Roger Chillingworth goes to him and he opens Dimmesdale's shirt and he sees something there that surprises him. It gives him a wild look of wonder, joy, and horror. And as we'll read on, we'll find out what he has seen. So I hope you've enjoyed this commentary of chapter number 4 of the Scarlet Letter. Thank you.